this way, but that's fine. Um, Sorry. I just wanted to come on here briefly and just share this with you guys because I found this very interesting. So let's just take a listen. Oh, and everything on Chanel's reality is, in my opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes only. And it's all alleged. But Kim Porter's, the cause of death just doesn't add up to me. So I thought this was very interesting. So let's listen.
Wife actually, she was a model in New York, and like she was really good friends with Kim Porter, who was Diddy's wife. The one who died at 47 from pneumoniA. The one who died at 47 from pneumonia. And it was like, and when that happened, she called me, and this is a couple of years ago now. Maybe not even. A couple of years ago. And she called me like, something's up with that. I go, what do you mean? She's like, oh, dude, Kim used to tell me like, it was a bad, like, there's a lot of weird shit that I didn't even know. But they were like, they'd do photo shoots together or whatever. They were sort of friendly. Like, they'd hang out. Like, we'd see them out downtown, and, like, I'd hang out with her. Not so much with Dad. I think it was already sort of over there. But, like, she was really afraid of him. And it, really? Yeah. Like, this goes back years. And so, like, and she was having these conversations with my ex. I was like, I don't know what, like...
A lot of people believe that whatever happened, they're happy with the woman afterwards, which is Cassie. And it's supposed to...
No, like I said, like, you sort of don't think about these things until now. You go back and you're like, holy, like, I distinctly remember when Vanessa was like, calls me, was like, hey man, Kim Porter died. I go, what? Like, we saw her like a couple of weeks, whatever it was, and she goes, yeah, man, she was sort of always in fear of something happening. And I was like, maybe it's natural, but like, not a lot of people die at 47 of pneumonia. Like, you know what I mean? It's like pneumonia.
So it's like, the web is webbing. Kanye West has been a self-claimed victim of Corey Handler Gamble. Corey Handler Gamble was at the scene when the cops were there on the Kim Porter death date.
How am I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim
There's
Porter,
Corey.
he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not the blue, the one right behind him. I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive, but Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices and video cameras. Was her passing caught on camera? Does Diddy have footage of
Why
Kim Porter
is Corey
passing away?
there?
I have always wondered that. I just don't get it. How has this man been everywhere, have connections with everyone, but he is really only known as Christian's boyfriend? Corey Gamble, I'm onto your trail. I don't know where it's leading me. But we'll be back to talk about this more.
Just handling, just intel gathering, just making sure there wasn't nothing laying around that might incriminate somebody. I don't know, I wasn't there. The web's webbing. Did you see the rumor, the conspiracy theory? Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs had ordered that gold-plated casket for Kim Porter a month before she died. I don't know if that's real. Maybe we can put some clips in.
And according to this blind item, he allegedly knew she was going to pass away before she did. For years, a few people have kept up the pressure about whether an ex of this rapper and mogul was unalived. Now, with more eyes focused on him, people have more questions. Why did he order a casket before his ex even passed away?
But it says it right here. At 8:30 in the morning, the goddaughter awoke beside the decedent and observed her to be sleeping. She didn't attempt to rouse her. She didn't attempt to wake her up. So maybe she was dead at that time. Somebody also said that the liver, rigor, something was at a level 3. And that apparently, I'll send you that comment. That apparently means she was dead for a long time.
That's the autopsy report.
But it says the goddaughter then left for work. Approximately 3 hours later, approximately 11:30 in the morning, Kim Porter was found unresponsive in her bed by her housemates. 911 was dialed. How about that passive voice? 911 was dialed. It must have dialed itself, girl. Who dialed 911?
Right.
They put it in here and they did that on purpose. Who called 911? Did you have a dispatch call?
Digit 76, rescue 82, cardiac arrest.
And this is where it even starts to get weirder, because the day after Kim Porter died, they were already reporting, BET, Source.com, these other people, already reporting Kim Porter died from pneumonia. Some of them were reporting, Page 6 reported that Kim Porter died from pneumonia and cardiac arrest. But when we hear this dispatch call, and I don't know this dispatch call from Adam, they got stuff beeped out.
76, EMS 14.
I don't know know who this dispatch call really came from, who it was for, but it's
She's
being
right.
presented by TMZ like the call about Kim Porter, and it says, come respond to a cardiac arrest. They say cardiac arrest like 2-3 times in this dispatch call. It's like a minute or too long, and they say cardiac arrest, cardiac arrest. No mention of cough, wheezing, pneumonia, none of that.
Exactly.
It's just cardiac arrest.
EMS 14, respond with engine 76 on scene of the cardiac arrest. Rescue 870.
So the medical examiner did an autopsy report at first, and no matter which version of the story you look at, they were not ready to announce publicly a cause of death without further investigation. They needed to do a further investigation. The medical examiners, coroners, the doctors in charge were saying, we don't know what she died from. We got to do some more investigating. And BET and the likes are already saying everything you need to know about what killed Kim Porter. It's pneumonia. So that was weird. Also, it was kind of weird because they showed up and pronounced her dead within 10 minutes. It says that around 11:30, she was found unresponsive in her bed by her housemates. 911 was called. Paramedics and firefighters from Engine 76 of the LA Fire Department responded to the scene. I'm going to look up a map to see on Google Maps how many minutes that would take. Because you got to throw on all their like firefighter clothes and things. It's very interesting how fast this happened because it says approximately 11:30, she was found unresponsive. 911 was dialed by who? I don't know. Then it says firefighters / paramedics from Engine 76 of the LA Fire Department responded to the scene. They found her lying in her bed. They rolled her over. Then they returned her, rolled her back over. And then the death was determined at 11:40. So in approximately 10 minutes, they drove 8 minutes from the fire station or whatever. Maybe they were speeding. Maybe it was 6 minutes or something. Then got through any gates that maybe were there, any winding roads, anything like that. Got through the security of the house, got through the front door, got into the bedroom, got rolled her over, rolled her back over, and determined all in approximately 10 minutes. Then it took them an hour and a half to call the coroner, even though she had been pronounced dead at 11:40. So I don't know about this timeline, and that's why we do them on this channel.
Right.
Also, it's a little bit unclear to me whether they gave her antibiotics or not. They kind of put a lot of emphasis on the fact that they gave her these vitamins. She was having respiratory issues. I don't know if she was on some type of inhaler too. If she was, they didn't mention it. They literally tested her for like 3 pages worth of flu. Like they were trying to get the flu, I think. They were trying to find any flu. Let me see what they had said, what they had tested her for all this flu. Oh my God, this is such a long autopsy report. Girl. Okay. Nasal pharyngeal swab, adenovirus, another virus that I can't say because they're going to put a warning. Literally even saying coronavirus, they're going to put a warning. Even just saying it at all. And I'm not even talking about that because this was 2 years before that. They tested for 229E, HKU1, NL63, OC43, metapneumovirus, rhinovirus, influenza A, influenza B, para-influenza virus 1, para-influenza virus 2, para-influenza virus 3, virus 4. They tested her for every damn flu. They just wanted one to stick, I feel. I don't know, maybe it's just because she had like, lung issues or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. So she tested negative for all this flu, all this virus, all this. So there were some bruises on her. There was bruises on her upper left arm, her upper right arm. There was a puncture wound on her hand. And I thought that was from, maybe the IVs or something could have been. There was red spots. We can put it here, but it was like red spots around a bruise. There was like a green discoloration on her stomach. Her nose was bleeding when the coroner was moving her neck and stuff. Her right nostril, I think that's what it means, Nare, I think that means nostril. That had blood in it. She had foam in her mouth. And so some people were saying, maybe that looks like she had maybe some type of seizure. Maybe she did have a cardiac event, but it was caused by the pneumonia. I don't know what's going on, but I certainly do think that it's worth taking a second look because when the police and the paramedics and everybody arrived on the scene, it says it in here, no foul play suspected. But now we have people saying she was poisoned and murdered. I'll be sure is saying that the same thing happened to him or something similar. You're really going to need to be calling Homeland Security. And we did kind of find like a little bit of possible suspects for who this goddaughter is, which I'm not saying she did anything wrong. Maybe she was just there with her godmother. But I don't know who the goddaughter is. I don't know why they didn't name anybody's names. Actually, I do know why. But it seems suspicious to me, and I think they need to reopen it. And there's one thing that I don't know why this is my 3rd video I've made on this, and I just keep forgetting. But there is a part in here that does talk about. Let me just read it. It's in the scene description. All right. So, in most autopsy reports and coroner's reports and investigation reports I've seen, they do a brief description of the scene where the person was found. It was a well-furnished, moderately well-organized master bedroom at the northeast end of a 2-story multi-bedroom house in a residential area in the above location. The bed was noted along the south wall of the room. Multiple unopened and partially empty bottles of water, Pedialyte, and sports drinks were noted on a nightstand east of the bed and also on a dresser. So the room has water bottles all over. Some of them are drank from, some of them are not open. Pedialyte and sports drinks, I'm assuming like Gatorade type drinks, kind of bottles kind of dispersed. So in my mind, I'm getting the image of like, you know, a room, what it looks like when you're sick in a room, you have the flu, or you're just sick and you're just in that room and you're just kind of drinking Pedialyte or whatever. Like in my mind, cups containing what appeared to be tea and water. You know, Bam Margera had some tea and then he had a seizure or ate. And then they said he had pneumonia. Remember when Bam Margera had pneumonia and then he came out and said, I don't have pneumonia? He told me he did not have pneumonia. He told me. I thought they said he had. There's TMZ articles that say Bam Margera battling pneumonia.
Well, anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here and give you a little bit, share a little bit of this information. I want to say once again that these things are in my opinion and they are for entertainment purposes only. Yes, look at my bag of Funyuns. But if you like this content, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new, and welcome and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. Talk to you guys later. Bye.